Coach Bennett jumping in the air. It's a little hard to tell
Nah, I
when
can
you
see.
get that 10-second call, and then this next image is him coming back and giving you five. What do you remember? Like that's such an iconic moment. Do you remember?
Yep, I had the game before I broke my wrist.
Right.
I was in a cast, and this day I was, or the day before I was supposed to. This was 2 days, but 2 days before I broke my wrist, and yesterday I was supposed to get surgery. Um, but I drank my shake. I drank a shake. It was like post. It was like post lift. Um, and I drank my shake, so I couldn't have surgery. So they put me in a cast, and I tried to play. I went to practice. I practiced dribbling the ball with. They put some padding on it, but I just practiced it, and they allowed me to play. And I think this was a big moment. I think somebody just hit a three. Um,
Yeah, Ty, a
yeah,
little guy named Ty Jerome, I think.
I think Ty hit a three, and then I got the 10-second call, and I think it was a pivotal moment because it was a close game. I think we
Yeah,
were losing with five
yeah.
minutes to go in the game. I think. So yeah, it was a pretty fun game to be in.
I think that was the moment that people realized, this is why you get so many minutes, right? Because there was a lot of questions, and that's another question. You saw that. You saw a lot, the banter on whatever social media and stuff about you. Was that fuel for you? Like, how did you feel when you come off a game and see people talking about you like that?
I mean, I didn't hear it a lot of the time, but some people would tell me like, "Oh, they're talking crazy on Twitter again," and just stuff like that. I kind of just didn't pay much mind to it, but I definitely did hear it. But I didn't really care. I mean, I've heard it my whole life, anyways. So just people doing it on social media was just another form of it. I feel like so.
All
I
right.
kind of just went out and just played my game no matter what, and it worked out.
Yeah, let speak for itself.
Malik, do you remember the first game you were at? You were sitting behind me.
Yeah. Which game was that?
The
First game of the season, I think.
Towson, I think it was.
Towson, yeah.
Oh,
Towson.
yeah, and your mother's is I'll say she's quite passionate.
Yeah.
Like I was like at halftime I was looking for eardrums. I mean ear blocks, right? Like I was like, oh my god.
You gotta try sitting next to her, Mark.
That's what I just say all the time. I was like, Malik's sitting 4 seats away. I don't think it's because he doesn't love her. That's the thing.
No,
I'm telling you, in my ear. Like, wow. She is passionate, but that was pretty cool though. Have your mother, and I'm sure, like being so far away and getting to come see
yeah,
your baby play college basketball game
it's
at the
incredible.
University of Virginia, right? And all the other things, like when you talk about fighting the height and fighting whatever the other stigmas about you, not watching you play. Like she gets a little bit of a pass, right? I just wish she wasn't behind me, but no,
Yeah,
I'm kidding. But after the game, I remember just having a really good conversation with you guys after that first game. I think Towson was the first game of the season,
Yeah.
and it was just like, and there was you fit right into that UVA system with how coming from such a humble family,
all right.
right? The conversation I had with your dad, I was like, this kid's really clearly going to be a great kid and fit in here. Um, yeah, and I just was it was exciting, right? It was real exciting, and your mom was intense. One of the things I was going to say about the social media piece, I remember somebody writing something. I think it was a picture of the softball game, the annual coaches versus players softball game,
I
and
remember the
someone wrote, "Was that?
I remember the comment. No,
What
I
was?
didn't write it.
I know you didn't write it. You know what comment I'm talking about, Kihei?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one where they said, "Who's the little kid?"
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I got pissed. I know you're not supposed to answer Twitter. And I was like, and I said something. I was pissed off, and I wrote something back. And Ty's like, Dad, you can't respond on Twitter. Right? But I was so mad. I was like, that's just like the meanest thing somebody could say. I was furious. So, all right.
Here and here's this next photo. Everyone talks about that the big whatever the play. We did that extensively at the renewal. I'm not going to go into that, but that matchup against Purdue. This is a photo for people listening. This is a photo of you with the ball and Carsen Edwards right next to you. Describe that game to us. Not just that one play. Everybody's gonna talk about that one play, but that entire sequence where it was you and Dre trying to stop this guy that was just NBA Jam on fire. How was that?
No, I mean his performance was top notch. He went 4 for 11 on me. I'm gonna go ahead and say that right now. 4 for 11. I'm not gonna say the other percentages on the other guys. But yeah, I mean the way he shot it, he kept him in the game. I mean, it was a hell of a performance. But hey, I'm luckily we pulled it out in the end. But just to be in that atmosphere and in the Elite Eight, it was pretty special.
I was gonna say when he banked in that three.
I was furious.
I was just gonna say 4 for 11, and that includes that bank shot that I knew was coming off. I was watching it.
It was a terrible
I was like,
shot.
"We're gonna get the rebound. We're gonna grab this."
Exactly. That's in my head. Oh yeah, that. No way he's hitting that, and he banks it in. I was pretty upset at that one. But,
yeah, that for me. That felt like, all right, maybe it's just not our night again. Like when someone banks one in like that, you're just like, come on, bro. Like this is not fair.
Nope.
But then we still
hold on a second. But what was the advice or what was the coaching strategy that Bennett and all the other coaches were giving you about guarding him after a certain point when everybody just knew he was just like, okay, he's on fire. How do we stop him?
We knew he was on fire, and then in the second half, they put Dre on him to start the half, and they sat me down. And I think Dre just gave him a little bit too much space. I mean, you had to crowd him just so he couldn't get it off. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
he couldn't come anywhere.
Right.
But I think once he hit a couple, and he kind of just caught a rhythm after that. And but I think we tried to just get there as soon as we could and just try to put a hand up. I mean, they were running him off 3 screens, 4 screens. So just try to get in his hip pocket and chase him around and try to contest everything.
Malik, where was your head at during this game? Watching him do that. We didn't talk. We talked a little bit after, but like during this game, what were you thinking?
During the game when he was on fire, I just thought like when a guy's that hot, now it just becomes defensively. It just becomes a mentality. Like he's gonna hit what he hits, but I gotta be there and contest everything and bother him. And hopefully at the end of the game, those shots aren't falling for him. But I think like maybe 2 minutes left in the game, I was like, this is over. It's been fun. And then obviously you know what happened. So. And
then and after your big game with Oregon, like how was your confidence coming into this game? Is it ultra high or did it reset?
It was pretty high. I don't think I hit a shot this game besides the free throws at the end to seal the game.
He hit one.
No, I don't think I did, but no, my confidence was at an all-time high after that Oregon game for sure.
Yeah, you had a lot of big shots down the stretch. And Gardner Webb, they don't even talk about the one you hit that one.
Going to halftime.
That was huge.
Yeah, I think it cut it to 6.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of the turning point.
It was.
We got it to 6. We kind of knew like, all right, and we kind of just
arm's reach at that point.
Yeah, we kind of just walked them down and we took the lead. So after that, it was a wrap.
You faced what's his name from Oregon? Gosh, I can't think of the kid's name.
Pritchard.
Then you had Carsen Edwards, and then you had Jared Harper.
Yeah.
Those are 3 of the best point guards. And I don't know if Carsen Edwards is a point guard, but you were still playing him, right? What was it going through your head? What was the strategy against Pritchard? What was the difference between amongst all 3 guards?
Pritchard, I think he was the best point guard out of the 3. Just the way he controlled the game, pretty much ran his team. With him, with every one of them, I think it's kind of the same. I mean, take up space, try to contest everything, and just slide your feet, don't get beat. But I think it's pretty much the same off of every one of them. Just try to slide your feet and contest everything. With Pritchard, I I didn't know how fast he was. He kind of shocked me a little bit. I think he got by me a couple times in the open court just because I didn't know how fast he was. And I knew Carsen Edwards. He wasn't that flashy with the ball. He didn't have the handles like Pritchard did. So I know I could kind of slide with him a little bit. It's just his jump shot is so fast. You got to be there at all times. And with Jared Harper, I kind of just try to slide my feet as best as possible. I think I picked him one time, luckily, in the open court. But his athleticism, I think, is up there with the three. So it's kind of just different, and you guys got to learn their playing styles throughout the game. With that one day of preparation, it's not that easy to just get to know people. You know?
Did any coaches, what advice did they give you?
I mean, they just told me to do my job. I mean, I kind of did it throughout the whole year on different guys. So yeah. I knew what I was doing, and I kind of just did what I did against everybody else, to be honest.
And Malik, you from being so instilling that important value of defense at an early age, did you have conversations with Kihei throughout the season and this season as well? Maybe before a game. I know when Ty would play against, whoever they were playing against the next day, and we'd have conversations the night before, and I would watch some film on some guys, and we'd have conversations. They say, "Yeah, I'm watching film now, and preparing for the game tomorrow." And I would say, "Well, he goes left, he goes right, or who are you going to guard?" Those are some of the conversations we had the night before.
I didn't really do too much of that. I think I kind of throughout the whole year, not just during the tournament. I don't think I ever talked to him during the tournament, but throughout the whole year, you want to talk about a dad being on their kid. When his wrist was broke, I was on him to shoot. So I think since cutting him loose in high school, I tell him stuff and everything, but he pretty much he coaches himself. I mean, I'm on him to score more just because I think he's more pass first. But for the most part, he coaches himself, and I look for I would say confidence. I like him to always be super confident. That would be my main thing.
The other question I had in the tournament was obviously everyone harped on the UMBC thing, but you had nothing to do with that. But then when we're down 14, Gardner-Webb, were you what's going through your mind at that point? Because all those guys are thinking back on last year, but you didn't have that. So
no, I didn't. Yeah, you're right. I didn't have